Hey guys, Hens here, and we are back, and this is quite the exciting one. We have a developer update for the Five Nights at Freddy chapter. This means a lot of the quality of life stuff and the health update is going to be discussed in here, and quite a lot more, so I'm happy to go right in. And the first thing is the going next prevention. So a lot of people have been looking forward to this, because it kind of makes solo queue a lot harder for survivors to play, and it feels a lot more frustrating if your teammates go next instantly. And we added a system to identify whether survivor's sacrifice is an intentional attempt to going next. If a player is identified as intentionally going next, they will receive a disconnection penalty point. That probably means DC penalty, I'm going to guess. Remove the option to self-unhook on first stage unless they have one of the following equipped: Slippery Meat, Up the Ante, or Luck Offering. If you bring a Luck Offering, you can still Kobe, which I'm not sure how to feel about that, because like you can kind of bring that with the intention to give yourself the option to go next. But if the system works correctly and identifies those things, then it should be no problem. But yeah, we need to look out. This there might be some caveat here. Survivors are no longer instantly killed after 2 struggle skill checks passed without any inputs. Oh, you cannot let go on the hook anymore, so that will take a lot longer. That has some implications actually. If you want to give your teammate the hatch, that will be a lot harder now. So yeah, well, that's something definitely to consider. The disconnection penalty system is not active on the PDB, so certain facets of the going next penalty will not be available to test. That is fair. We've made the above changes to order tackling going next from 2 different directions, penalizing repeat offenses and limiting exploitability of self-unhooks. By restricting early match self-unhooks to specific perks and offerings, this still allows players to work into their strategy while limiting cases where it's used in bad faith. Yeah, this could work. We'll need to see. I mean, I think repeat offenders might be looking at a luck offering. I think that's a little bit mid, honestly. I'm not too happy about that, but maybe we can look into that in the future. We'll need to see how that works, right? And if it doesn't work that well, then this will definitely get revisited. Extreme hiding update. Updated AFK detection system. These are the crows that you get above your head. If a player is considered AFK, crows will gradually begin spawning above the survivor, beginning with 1 and capping at 3. Once the survivor has 3 crows following them, they lose collision with other players. Oh, nice. So now if you get body blocked in a corner and you get 3 crows, you can just go through. That's cool. With this updated system, we've adjusted how the game identifies players who have stopped contributing to the match. While the crow system largely functions as before, an additional effect at 3 crows prevents survivors from intentionally griefing teammates by body blocking. Cool. So the thing where you drop your item on the floor and pick it back up, that matter in the corner to get the hatch. It's over now. So yeah, it's going to be a lot better at identifying if you're literally just hiding, because the old one was very, very easy to outplay. And if you knew what you're doing, you could pretty much not contribute anything and still play. So this is aided towards that to make it a little bit harder. And yeah, blood web spending improvements. Add an auto blood red button. Oh my god, finally, which allows you to set how many levels you want to automatically purchase through blood points permitting. Yes, so, I mean, in an ideal world, I would love to have some kind of like, some kind of prioritized system where you could say, oh my god, I really like party streamers, I really like cakes, or I really like this one add-on that I always run. So yeah, you could automatically get this, but so happy about this. It takes so much time to, on blood webs. So really, really cool. It's kind of crazy how long that took. And what are we doing? So sorry about that. And next we have the Mori update. Updated the Mori system that it can now also be activated when 2 or more survivors are dead with the following occurs. The second last survivors hooked and on struggle phase. The final survivors in one of the following states: healthy, injured, dying. So if there's someone on the struggle phase, you don't have to wait for them to die anymore to get the Mori, which was pretty annoying. I mean, I don't know. Like, I couldn't be asked to wait and I just hooked them. But it's cool that you can Mori now. This seems to be overall a positive change. I don't think there's anything negative about this, but I'm sure people will find something to complain about. But don't panic, check it out first, and then we can see. Map offering updates. Oh yes. Map offering grants a flat percentage chance of being sent to an associated realm. This chance is no longer a guarantee. Oh, love that. Map offerings no longer stack their effects. Nice. Map and gameplay affecting offerings are treated as secret during loading reveal. Not sure about that one, but map offerings, 20% chance to go to a given map. That is fair. There are 5 people in the game. You're 1 out of 5. If you really want to play whatever map, I think 20% is the fair way to go about it. So I really, really like that. So yeah. And obviously you don't want to make it stack so a foreman cannot effectively do the same thing. But can't wait for this. Huge quality of life. Oh, this is a spicy one. The spawn rule update. Adjusted the following spawn rules. Survivors spawn as close together as possible. Survivors spawn on the same floor. On match like Midwich, the killer will not spawn at the center of small maps. Change the name of Shroud of Separation to Shroud of Vanishing and change its effect to nullify offerings that change survivor locations. Change the name of Shroud of Binding to Shroud of Separation and change its effect to spawn survivors apart from another. I am not sure about this, to be honest, but I can get into that in a second. With these changes to spawn rules, players will find their spawn locations to be more consistent when not affected by offerings. So, survivors will effectively spawn grouped. That is a huge change, and I don't think people quite understand how much of a change it is, because being grouped is really, really bad. You want to split as fast as possible. So naturally, spawning split is the better option, right? So this is a big buff for survivors, but I'm not sure about this, because now there's an offering that spawns every survivor split, which I feel like everyone is gonna bring, because this is by far the best offering in the game. I don't know, I'm not too happy about this, but this is the PTB. We can easily get feedback on this, so whatever you see here, do not panic, okay? Do not panic, everything is okay. The world will still go around, and this can be changed from the PTB. You just need to give your opinion, be clear about it, and given the history of it, it's probably very, very likely to change. But I'm not a big fan of this Shroud of Separation. It seems like the crutch offering, and then the killer will have to bring the other one to counter it, which is like, I mean, I have tons of them, I don't mind, but I can't bring blood offerings, I cannot bring party streamers. I'll just bring this into eternity so that the survivors cannot spawn split and screw the system. Because I feel like there's like a lack of understanding how much impact this has to spawn together, and how much like this will change the flow of the game, because this will put the killers in a better position in the early game. Better position, so we'll need to see, but yeah, huge news. Alright, next, the gamma adjustment settings. Oh, the consoleros will love this one. Added a video category to the graphics settings menu. Added a brightness setting to the video category to adjust gamma. Dead by Daylight is a game that relies heavily on the play between light and dark, which can be difficult to strike a balance between playing on console given the more limited options available. To help alleviate this, we've added a setting to adjust gamma, which gives players more control over how light and dark elements will be displayed. That is so nice. Love that, and that's what it looks like. I mean, a lot of people will just crank this up, right? What? Lowest setting. Oh my god. Wow. Azeroth is a really dark map, so I would honestly love if there was like a vibrant setting too. I would go a little bit further than this, but gamma is already plenty. So happy. The consoles will be very happy with this one. Custom match improvements. Love this one. Big fan for tournament hosting. So there's probably going to be some news on that. I have some things planned. Increase spectator slots in custom games to 5. So 5 people can spectate. That offers quite a lot of possibilities for tournament hosts, because you can natively have 2 casters spectate the game. They can look at different things if they want to look at different things. So yeah, lots of things going on there. And obviously, if you want to have a tournament cast in different languages, that's possible now. Added hotkey inputs to custom game spectating to quickly switch to view 2 character and cycle through character views one by one. Added controller support for the above improvements. Yeah, massive news. because now you can hotkey and you can spectate so much better. This is going to improve the quality of life for showcases, for tournaments. I know the average player will not care, but for me, this is big news. I mean, I guess it's going to improve your viewing experience too. Not only is custom match a way to easily play with your friends, it's also a very good tool for coordinating tournament play. To have streamlined use in these environments with hotkey support to various methods of view switching to make casting on the fly easier. Plus, with increased spectator slots, tournament organizers will have the option to give viewers visibility of all players in the match at once. Cool. Big fan. Oh, kill updates. Artists adjusted several add-ons. Wow, that's quite mysterious. Overall, the artist is in a solid place balance-wise in both useful add-ons that meaningfully change how our kit works. To encourage even more pick variety among these, we've adjusted the top and bottom performing add-ons to bring their usefulness more in line with the other options. So what do we expect here? We're probably gonna expect nerfs to the add-ons that perform the best and buffs to the add-ons that perform the weakest. Okay, interesting. Well, we need to see, but keep in mind, this can change. Give your feedback, see what you do. I'm a little bit skeptical on this one, because I feel like if you nerf people's favorite add-ons, I feel like they're never gonna be happy, and then it's gonna get reverted, but let's see. The Lich, Vecna himself. All the Lich spells are available at the start of the trial. That is quite a big one. And yeah, I think that should be the case for every single killer. So yeah, that's what it's getting pushed towards. Because Chucky was also someone that didn't start with power. Now he did. And that is great. Reduce cooldowns. It just doesn't feel good to spawn in and your power's on cooldown. Like it just feels wrong. Reduce cooldowns of all spells. Nice. Dispelling Sphere projectile moves quickly when fast cast slows down over time. That's going to make it easier to hit, not the biggest impact. Increase the killer instinct duration once survivors exit Dispelling Fear. Okay. Increase the attack cooldown period after fly ends. This is going to make it less useful in chase, that's for sure, because it's going to take you longer to attack, and it's already pretty long. Increase the duration and movement speed of fly. So these two changes mean that fly will be great for mobility and not that good in chase, I suppose, but more mobility could honestly work out very well. We'll need to see. Adjusted mage hand hold time to make it consistent for both killers and survivors, resolving a known bug. Yeah, sometimes the timing was inconsistent, even though some people want to gaslight you into thinking that's not true. But there was a bug where a survivor could instantly pull down the pallet again after Vecna mage handed it up, and there was a bug. Because the timing was inconsistent, the mage hand did not hold the pallet for the same duration every time. And that was super frustrating for the Vecna player, because you would essentially pray that your power doesn't bug out, or that the survivor doesn't know, because they could gamble on your power not working. Which, yeah, well, terrible. Has been a thing since this release. And a massive frustration, and probably one of the biggest reasons why I stopped playing Vecna so much. So, yeah, this is kind of big for me. Increase the effect of magic items when casting the associated spells. Adjusted several add-ons. So, magic items, you should ideally disable them before starting chase with the sphere. I don't think you should use the sphere for scouting much. Death Note. For the Lich, much of his power focused on providing utility over reliability injuring survivors. We've adjusted his 4 spells to increase the frequency with which they can be used to ensure there's more spell slinging, while quality of life adjustments help make these spells feel smoother to use. On the survivor side of things, we also wanted to make sure magic items feel more viable options for countering each spell, so we buffed them slightly. Yeah, we need to see how this works out, but yeah, fly will change its usefulness, I guess, and the cooldowns are reduced. Yeah, well, we'll need to see how this works out, but this doesn't sound too bad, and several add-ons adjusted, so we'll need to see. Let's wait for the PDB. This is not very judgeable from here. Perk updates. We've adjusted values on the above perks, which boasted lower pick and kill rates to introduce small buffs to increase their viability. Stay tuned for the patch notes. Call of Brine, Dark Devotion, Hex Retribution, Machine Learning, Superior Anatomy, Terminus, Dwelling Tremors, and Thwack are all getting buffed. Yeah, these are all buffs. Pretty good. So Call of Brine definitely got over-nerfed. So we're probably going to go back up on the percentage, I would imagine. That would make a lot of sense, because 25% more we get. That literally means like 1.5% or something. Like it's so meaningless. Like it's pretty much only an info tool. And we have Hex Retribution, Machine Learning. Yeah, we need to see. I mean, this is impossible to judge, but Thrilling Tremors had a very long cooldown. So a lot of cool things, probably. I would imagine. Survival Perks. Botany Knowledge, Champion of Light, Counterforce, Desperate Measures, Empathetic Connection, Exaltation, and Light-Footed. Some perks with lower performance, introducing small buffs. We'll share the exact values in the upcoming patch notes. Cool. Botany Knowledge. I think that perk is pretty good. But yeah, all of these are gonna get changes for one reason or another. But I don't think all of them are getting changed because they're underperforming. That's not true. Like stuff like machine learning, for example. That's one thing I would think about. I don't think that perk is weak by any means. But yeah, and that's it for the quality of life update that is gonna come out with the FNaF PTB. That is tomorrow, actually. So we'll not have much wait at all, and we can dive right in. That is tomorrow. But until then, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and let me know what you think about these changes. See ya!